A small argument at home, someone honking in traffic, or a boss's criticism at work, and suddenly we explode in anger. That one moment of rage can leave scars on relationships that last for years. Anger, the fire that burns us first, before it burns anyone else. A fire that later turns into regret and guilt. Today we'll look at anger through two lenses. Science, to understand what happens in the brain and body when we get angry. Spirituality, to see how anger can be transformed into discipline and constructive energy. And most importantly, I'll share practices you can apply right now to see immediate results. Part 1. Where does anger come from? Whenever a situation feels out of our control, a small part of the brain, the amygdala, gets activated. It acts like an alarm system, signaling danger. The body instantly switches into fight or flight mode. The heart races. Breathing becomes shallow. Muscles tighten. Ancient wisdom also warned us about anger. Scriptures describe it as the enemy within. They remind us that anger clouds judgment and leads to downfall. History proves this. Anger has started wars, fueled violence, and destroyed lives. Yet, the same emotion has also sparked revolutions, inspired justice, and changed the course of society. The pattern is clear. Anger doesn't come only from outside events, but from inner insecurity and ego. If there is inner peace, destruction does not follow. Part 2. 4. Quick techniques to control anger. 1. Breathing reset, pranayama. When we're angry, breathing becomes fast and shallow. Neuroscience shows that slow, deep breathing calms stress hormones. Yoga says, control the breath and you control the mind. Here's the simplest method. Inhale for 4 seconds. Hold for 4 seconds. Exhale slowly for 6 seconds. Repeat for 3 to 4 cycles. Within a minute, the storm begins to calm. Scientifically, this activates the vagus nerve, which slows the heart rate, lowers blood pressure, and quiets the emotional brain. 2. The pause response. Science tells us, even a 3-second pause gives the rational brain time to take charge. Think of the Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna was paralyzed by anger and despair, but Krishna asked him not to act immediately, first to pause, reflect, and then choose wisely. That same pause gives us clarity today. 3. Reframing the situation. Research shows, change your interpretation and your emotion changes. Instead of thinking, they disrespected me, try, maybe they're struggling themselves. Perspective shifts perception. Ancient texts put it simply, as is the vision, so is the creation. Part 3. The transformation of anger. Modern research reveals suppressing anger doesn't make it disappear. It stores inside the body like trapped energy. This leads to high blood pressure, faster heartbeat, weaker immunity, higher risk of heart disease and ulcers. Psychologically, suppressed anger turns into irritation, anxiety, depression, or sudden emotional outbursts. On the surface, you may appear calm, but inside a volcano builds. From a spiritual view, anger is energy, and energy cannot be destroyed. It only transforms. Think of a water pipe. If left open, it floods everything, uncontrolled anger. If tightly closed, pressure builds until it bursts, suppressed anger. If directed through a channel, it nourishes the field, transformed anger. The question is not whether we feel anger, but whether we can channel it. Practical tools for transformation. Journaling. Write the anger out. Writing down what triggered you activates the logical brain and calms the emotional brain. Studies at Stanford show stress hormones drop by up to 40% through expressive writing. Spiritually, it's like releasing steam, relieving pressure before it explodes. 2. Channelization, exercise or yoga. Anger floods the body with adrenaline and cortisol. Physical activity burns off that surge and replaces it with dopamine and serotonin, the brain's calm chemicals. Do push-ups, run or practice sun salutations. In 10 minutes, the anger dissolves and clarity returns. 3. Observation, witnessing the emotion. Neuroscience tells us an emotion peaks for only about 90 seconds. If we don't react, it naturally fades. Next time anger rises, say to yourself, "This is energy and I am its witness." Wait 90 seconds. Watch it rise and fall like a wave in the ocean. Spiritual traditions call this the witness state. Fire cooks food or burns the house. The difference is how we use it. Part 4. Long-term practices for mastery meditation strengthens the brain's control centers and increases gray matter. Sattvic diet. More fresh foods, fewer stimulants, keeps the mind calm. Adequate sleep. Restores emotional balance. Daily yoga and mindfulness. Train the mind to respond, not react. Ancient teachers said, when discipline is regular, anger subsides on its own. Remember, anger is energy. Suppress it and it poisons you. Release it blindly and it destroys others. Transform it and it becomes your discipline, creativity and power. Anger destroyed Ravana. The same force gave Hanuman his strength. The difference was not the fire itself, but how it was harnessed. Science shows us the mechanism. Spirituality shows us the liberation. Immediate tools: breath, pause, reframe, movement. Long-term tools: meditation, yoga, lifestyle. Don't kill anger. Understand it. Transform it. Only then does the fire stop burning you, and instead, it becomes the lamp that lights your life. Thank you for staying until the end, Hari Om.